Hello Internet, how are you doing? I don't do this much. I just wanted to say something about a quite controversial scene that happened in Game of Thrones last week. If you haven't seen the new series and want to, spoiler alert, I'm about to spoil it. So if you don't want the new series to be spoiled, don't watch this video. Seriously, off you go now. They gone? Good. You probably know the scene I'm talking about. It's the one in episode 3 of series 4, Breaker of Chains. And in this scene, Joffrey's dead, he's lying in state, and Jaime Lannister comes in to see Cersei, and she basically says to him she wants him to kill Tyrion because she thinks he did it. He gets a bit cross with this, and he kisses her, sort of all passionate, and then he keeps on kissing her despite her telling him not to. He rips her skirt off and starts having sex with her, and she keeps saying, no, stop it, it's not right. And he says, I don't care. He basically rapes her. And the internet went ballistic about this. Loads of people said that oh my god, it destroys Jaime Lannister's redemptive arc. It's insensitive, it's gratuitous sexual violence. A Guardian journalist said, I'm giving up Game of Thrones for good because there's too much sexism. Someone on The Independent said the show has jumped the shark. There's a lot of very strong opinion about this scene. One thing that everyone is saying is that it is an unforgivable departure from the books in which the sex was consensual. Like, this isn't just everyone is saying this. Even on the Wikipedia page, it says that it was controversial for its decision to depict the sex as rape, not consensual, as in the source novel. I do not understand why people are saying this. No one is questioning that in the novel, the sex was consensual. And it just wasn't. Because look, here's the book, right? Book 3 of Storm of Swords. And this is the scene. It says, there's a lot of romantic dialogue at the start. With I was lost without you, Jaime, I'm not whole without you. There was no tenderness in the kiss he returned her, only hunger. No, she said weakly, when his lips moved down her neck. Not here, the septums. The others can take the septums. That basically means screw him, basically. He kissed her again, kissed her silent, kissed her until she moaned. Then he knocked the candles aside, lifted her up onto the mother's altar, pushed up her skirts. She pounded on his chest with feeble fists, murmuring about the wish, the danger, about her father, the septums, the wrath of God. He never heard her. He undid his breeches, climbed up, and pushed her white legs apart. In what alternate reality of fuck is that consensual sex? She's punching him in the chest to make him stop. She's saying no to him, and he's not listening. He is raping her. And this is the books. Yeah, I'll grant you that later on, it gets a bit different. There's all my brother, my sweet brother. Yes, I have you. You're home now. You're home. She kissed his ear and stroked his hair. And it's all lovely. But that doesn't change the fact that at the start of this scene, it is rape. And I think that the scene was like that in the series originally. But they deleted the end bit for time reasons or something, because the director, Alex Graves, said he rapes it, but then he later says it becomes consensual by the end, because anything for Jaime and Cersei ultimately results in a turn-on. He got ripped into for this. Someone said it was disturbing that he doesn't seem to realise he filmed a rape scene. He seems to think that the man's persistence might turn a rape scene into something consensual. And then they're saying that that's a departure from the books. That's exactly how it was in the books. And really, to say that in the books it was consensual, it's saying just that. It's saying that you think rape is rape unless you keep at it until she changes her mind. Can you imagine that holding up in court? Did you rape her? Well, at first, but then I kept at it, she came round to my way of thinking, she quite liked it in the end, so I guessed everything was fine. It's not happening, you know? it's sort of, I don't know whether it's sort of book snobbery or self-righteousness, but I think it's quite a dangerous way of thinking. That the TV series is sort of is in the wrong for showing the scene more honestly, and that's the other thing. You got to remember that in the book, the scene is written from Jamie's perspective, so it's gonna have the edge taken off it. That's something you can't do on screen. So what we were seeing, I think, is an honest portrayal of how that scene would have been. Yeah, there's a different dynamic, as George R. R. Martin has said, but ultimately, I I don't think that it's a departure from the books. And I think that to say it is kind of devaluing cases of rape, really. I mean, yeah, it's sort of like saying that you don't believe it counts as rape because she enjoys it in the books. It's still rape. You can't go saying rape is rape and then saying that's not rape. But yeah, and just a disclaimer at the end, I love the TV series and I love the books equally. I'm not knocking either of them here. I'm just saying they're more similar than we're given credit for, and I just don't understand why nobody is challenging this idea that in the books the scene was consensual sex when it was rape as well. But yeah, I mean, both the TV series and the books have both been pretty frank in their depiction of how awful medieval society was, and I don't begrudge them for it at all. I just think we need to be honest about what it is we're actually watching in this case. That's basically all I've got to say. But yeah, I do hope I've sort of put across something that I just don't think I've said a lot recently. If you like what I said, if you agree with it, do share this around to all your friends and see what they think. Alternatively, if you don't agree with me at all, you think I've been just talking rubbish for the last 5 minutes, by all means, share it anyway. Just send it round, have a good laugh at what an idiot I am. But either way, yeah, I do think it's interesting that this is something that nobody seems to be saying before, and I just thought I'd quite like to put it out there, really. But that's all I got, folks.